How's it going, everybody? It's me, TJ, back with another installment of A-Town Pulse. Thanks again to those that are reaching out with your comments. I really like hearing from you. I do thrive off of the engagement that we're having and listening to your thoughts. So please keep your feedback and your comments coming. Keeping this community informed and involved with the decisions we make on council is incredibly important to me. So let's get into the update from our council meeting from Monday, March 24th. We kicked off the meeting with a very exciting presentation from falconer Caitlin O'Neill, who brought one of her falcons, Crash, to meet with us in council chambers. Now, why was there a falcon at our council meeting? Well, a few months ago, the council decided to try a new way to deal with what I would affectionately call an overpopulation of seagulls in our downtown area by contracting with Caitlin and Crash the falcon to help mitigate the bemoaned anacortes seagulls. Now, I want to be really clear. This falcon is not here to kill and destroy the seagulls. Crash's mission is very specific to patrolling the area to abate and lessen the number of seagulls that settle and nest in our downtown area. Now, only time will tell the effect Crash will have, but early results seem promising. Next up, Planning Committee member, Council Member Ryan Walters, offered a readout from the Planning Committee meeting. Topics discussed were the local subdivision process, plat applications, and also mentioned was that they debriefed on the comprehensive plan open house that focused on the new climate element. Speaking of committees, I've received a lot of questions asking about what our council committees do, how they work, and I figure doing a deep dive on our council structure and committees would be a great topic for an upcoming video. What do you say, Jim? Yeah? Stay tuned. Okay. Council also received a huge Parks and Rec update from Director John Lunsford, who covered a ton of ground. Director Lunsford started with an update on the Senior Center and their programs and let us know that later in April, we'll get a briefing on the info collected from the Senior Needs Assessment Survey from Administrator Carl Wolfswinkel. John also talked about some upcoming recreation events like the Egg Dash, more like a 2-minute all-out free-for-all egg hunt that will be happening at Storvik Park on April 11th for kids of all ages. Also, kids fishing at Hart Lake, Bark in the Park, and of course, the Kids Are Best Fest. Hey, Jim, I used to be a talent show performer for the Kids Are Best Fest, singing The Greatest Love of All up there with my heart all on my sleeve. That was the first one in 1990, and now it's kind of like full circle being able to take Luca to the Kids Are Best Fest. So stay tuned for that. There was also talk about the ACFL Forest Land Plan, which is still open for comments, an update on the collaboration with the Department of Ecology on the Whistle Lake Dam, discussion around a parking lot and new bathrooms near the Ben Root Skate Park, an update on the status of the Altair Americus Park, the Ship Harbor Interpretive Preserve, which will be looking for grant funding, also Storvik small courts, which are going to be transformed for sand volleyball. And then the Hart Lake Shoreline Parking Lot Restoration Project, blah, 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 and an update on the West 6 Park, which should have some designs ready late April or May for another public community meeting. There's also going to be a presentation coming to the council on April 7th for the Thompson Trail Trestle Project. Also, a lot of discussion around pickleball, including some noise concerns that we're getting at Clear Ridge, which we're attempting to address in the next 30 days with a new fence improvement that should reduce the sound. And our Parks Department is also still exploring new court options away from residential areas. Now, finally, there's going to be a community meeting on April 8th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers about the Community Recreation Center that's being championed by former Mayor Lori Geer. With a location near the new skate park, this is a great project that could add so much value to community members of all ages. A lot of funding has already been secured, but there are still a ways to go. So come out, hear all the details and how you can help make this a reality. Big thanks to all our folks in the Parks Department, some truly great individuals there making contributions to a greater quality of life for all of us here in Anacortes. Some other business, the council awarded a contract for 5 waterline replacements. Throw that slide up. Essential infrastructure work right here in A-Town. Primary driver of the location of these replacements are water main breaks, but also breakage within the supporting line infrastructure. So some great planning, though, by our Public Works Department, as these roads are all scheduled for asphalt overlays soon. And it's always better to replace what's underneath before you lay the new asphalt. So good planning there. We also approved the purchase of 5 new Chevy trucks from Blade Chevrolet to replace some of our aging fleet. These are going to be used by different city departments, and there was a good discussion about the vehicle replacement fund and what happens to the older vehicles. Now, we have to keep that city fleet in good shape. We also saw a contract modification for the Marches Point Road water main and bike lane project. This will take the design to 100%. Importantly, this addresses shoreline erosion and is incorporating bike lanes and improvements. Now, this is an important project, and it's funded by the refineries, so thank you to them. This is making our infrastructure safer and more accessible. Lastly, the council discussed and approved Ordinance 4097, which adopts a new chapter in the municipal code regarding temporary street closures and restrictions. There were some amendments made to clarify who has the authority to close the streets and the notification requirements. Importantly, we also approved an emergency clause, meaning this ordinance goes into effect immediately. To help with the upcoming new heavy haul. So this adoption gives us a clear framework for managing temporary street closures in A-Town. So that's great. Whew! That was a packed meeting. Now, thank you for sticking with me here on A-Town Pulse. You can always dive deeper into these topics by checking out the council meeting minutes and agenda packets. The links are available on the city website. Thank you for watching. And remember, I am here for you. So engage with me, engage with Anacortes. If you have any questions or thoughts, do not hesitate to shoot me an email at tj@anacorteswa.gov. Have a fantastic week. Be kind to each other, and I'll catch you next time on the A-Town Pulse.